Joyce back on. Indiana blocks it. Blocks it for a touchdown. Bunter breaks free. Ball Bunter to front base. Miami touchdown. Got to get to the 8. He's going to take up and run, then goes up. Weaves his way, first and goal. Diving to the end zone. Touchdown. That's where he won the Heisman Trophy. Tony breaks free. Malachi Tony spinning, scoring.
Here's the snap back. Beck looks, throws it down the field, and it is intercepted by wow, play! Jamari Sharp, the touchdown for the Pig.
We won the national championship at Indiana University. It can be done. Full circle moment here, playing in Miami for all the friends and family. I can't thank Coach Nettie enough.
How are you going to celebrate, Coach?
I'm going to have beer.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Golden Little.
Oh, they'll be staying in Miami.
With Ty Richardson
Let me take up for my fellow broadcasters here for a sec.
and Tommy Kraft.
I don't think they put you in that category.
This is The Morning Rush.
So last night's game had everything you could hope for as a college football fan. Defensive first half, more offense in the second half, late game heroics, the final play that decided the game, Cinderella versus Goliath, David versus Goliath. You had it all last night. When you think about the setup, of
Cinderella and
last night's
Goliath
game.
back in the Old Testament was epic. You know.
David and Goliath, Cinderella, you had it all. It was great. And then you even had a fight after the game. The only thing that was missing, I guess, was Lee Corso not being in attendance. I think he was just in his living room last night. That was a cool tribute from Chris Fowler and Kurt Herbstreit to the former Indiana head coach, who I had not known Tommy was fired by the Hoosiers, but still has a great deal of camaraderie and respect for that program. But what a finish. Indiana takes it, caps off an historic season, 16-0. Big Ten champs, national champs, and forever etched in the history of college football.
And gives the rest of the college football world a little hope. I mean, as Kirk Cignetti said there in the open in that clip from last night, if Indiana can do it, anyone can. And I believe that. I mean, it's about finding the right coach. When wins come, money comes. Indiana has done this with a very mature roster. Their average age was nearly 24 on this team. I think that's the model a lot of people will do their best to emulate. It's a copycat world in college athletics, copycat world in athletics and sports, period. But, I heard him say last night, it's like 23 years, 8 months, or almost 24 years. They're only like 3 years or 3 months younger by average than the Green Bay Packers. I mean, you want to know why Indiana's success, not in whole, but in large part, it's because they were physically mature. They were mentally mature. They believed they could win. And I think a lot of people will try to find good players that are 23, 20, 22, 23 years old, because I think that's the model that's clearly working in the NIL world.
Well, the best Razorback season in the last decade and a half was when they had all the super seniors back in 2021. I forget the exact count, but it worked for Arkansas. Don't know what
it was nearly 30s, it's upper 20s to your point.
Yeah,
so
don't know what philosophy Ryan Silverfield is going to utilize for this upcoming season. We've seen a lot of portal players come in 30+. We'll see if he can hit on some of the guys like Kirk Cignetti was able to. What's impressive to me is like a lot of those James Madison players that came over ended up being big parts of not just last season, the initial 11-2 start, but this season and the success, and how time and time again, like Pons last night, who's an undersized kid, was making play after play. There's just like a certain chip on the shoulder. Like they mentioned in the broadcast, like some of the schools that he recruited from, Texas State, lesser programs that you wouldn't traditionally think as great college football blue bloods, and yet despite going up against basically a better recruiting class the last 5 or 6 weeks, they found a way to win. And now we sit here mulling over what you brought up at the beginning. Why can't Arkansas do this exact same thing?
How about Mendoza on the 16-yard run last night? That's when I knew the game was over. I mean, what a gutsy single play performance from the quarterback. Mendoza barreling through when they just needed a first down and scores on that run. That was probably as gutsy a moment in the game as I saw last night.
You had, so a lot of times you had that like Heisman moment. Like I remember Cam Newton's against LSU. I remember Joe Burrow's against Alabama. He had his, and not that the Ohio State game in the Big Ten Championship wasn't a big game and a big deal for him, or the Penn State throw or the Iowa throw, but that was like a post-Heisman moment. That was like one of those things where like, okay, you got it right. There's a reason you get, and he didn't have a great second half. At one point, he had, I think, 4 straight incompletions to start the second half. And then that play on 4th and 5, Cignetti talked about it after the game. They got the right look. And, I mean, he broke, 4 tackles during that play and then just dove into the end zone. I know people
looked like a running back.
Yeah, and then
Looked like
people
a running back.
after the game were like, put it in the Louvre because it's such an iconic moment football-wise for Indiana. And I know that thing's going to be plastered all over Bloomington, which, man, is in a frenzy even still this morning. That place would just be incredible to be at and take in that atmosphere. But and you can't hate the kid either. Like, you could be a Purdue fan, you could be a Notre Dame fan, any rival of Indiana, and listening to this kid talk after, like, it always credits his team, credits his coaching staff, credits his family. There's just, the more I listen to this kid, the more I like him. And
the more you listen to him talk, I mean, you know, I don't. There's something different about him. I don't know if he's got a touch of some special stuff there, but man, when he talks, is that the nicest way I can put it? Is that the nicest? I'm trying to be
Bruce,
very
what do you
diplomatic
think?
here.
I'm curious. You got
him and Cignetti both, Tommy. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Cignetti always knows the camera's on.
They got a fingertip on the spectrum there. I mean, but I'm telling you, special guys. I mean, unbelievable, plugged in.
The kid lives his faith. I respect that.
Yeah.
You know, he's always quick to give glory to God at the end of a game, and he's been the same all year. Every time they stick a microphone in his face, he's got that happy smile on his face, and he's very, very positive. But you know, y'all were talking about the play he made. Cignetti agonized over that because he called timeout and that put him down to one timeout. That put him down to one timeout, and he knew in his gut, we got to go here. We can't kick this. We got to go try to win this game, and that's what separates him, I think, from everybody else that's coaching. Most people would kick the field goal and just say, well, we grow up by 6. They got to score a touchdown to take the lead, or a field goal only halves it. But he went with his conviction, and he was right.
Paid off. That is
and
such
and what did he do? The play call, what did he do? He put the ball in his best player's hands.
He did.
And that's what good coaches do when the game's on the line. You put the ball in the hands of your best player.
But if you notice, they controlled the game all night on the ground. You know, you kept, man, why ain't they throwing the ball? Why are they handing off on first and second and sometimes third down every time? At some point, those hits took a toll on the line and linebackers, and they stuck with it. They never panicked. They kept doing the same thing. You know, they had a big special teams play by the former James Madison kid.
Yeah,
I mean,
a defensive lineman got that.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Nobody even blocked him.
No, he just people were saying, well, 87 had money on Indiana, which, by the way, it was funny to hear Cignetti before the game talk about that. Hey, I don't know if I'd bet Miami did cover, which that's kind of what we thought. It would be a great game. We felt like Indiana would win. But yeah, James Madison, like you said, Bruce, sprinkled all throughout that game last night in a 27-21 victory for Indiana. And to your point about the running backs, those guys look the same. Black and Hemby look the same when you see them out there. They run the same, they act the same. They're tough, they're bullish, and at the end, they just were too much.
Does somebody need to hire the James Madison athletic director?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to see their basketball coach tonight, Byington.
Let's think about this. Byington's at Vanderbilt.
Chesney's
at UCLA. And then Cignetti's the national.
And they were in the playoff this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an AD that has known what he's doing when it comes to big time hires. All right, so Indiana it finishes their season 16-0. They cap it off undefeated against the Hurricanes. And I know that Indiana was number 1 and Miami was 10, but Indiana's a blue blood, or not a blue blood program versus a blue blood. So when you look at college football overall, over time, where does, you can say last 20 years, 25, wherever you want to go, where does their win, where does their season stack up against some of the best teams of all time?
as much of the population of the Razorback State swarms onto the field. There are yells and hugs and repeated shouts that claim, "We're number one. We're number one."
Did you ever think you'd see a Nick Saban team beaten down like this in a championship game? The Tigers reclaim their crown by crushing Alabama.
I'm actually not here to debate anything. I'm just here to say that LSU had the greatest season ever, and it isn't especially close.
The Georgia Bulldogs bludgeoned their way to back-to-back. Glory, glory, Georgia, as the fight song says.
It's my pleasure to present the Sears National Championship Football Trophy to you, your team, and the Hurricane fans everywhere.
This is the opening drive.
Where do they stack up? We talked about this. The idea of if they do it, who are they better than? Are they better than like an LSU 2019? Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Well, their players aren't as good as those players. But you'd think Cignetti's a lot better coach than Orgeron.
This is the best story of a champion we've had in
the
longest time I can possibly think.
Maybe going back to like BYU,
not the best
or
team,
Colorado.
Story.
I mean, they're a non-traditional. A lot of us think our teams are supposed to win championships. I don't think anybody at Indiana has ever thought they were supposed to win anything in football.
Third best college football team in the state behind Notre Dame and Purdue prior to this season or last season even. You can make
They've got almost 200 more losses than wins historically.
Tommy, what's the best college football team you've ever watched?
Oh, I mean, from a defensive standpoint, you go that 90, was it the 92 Alabama team is one that comes to mind.
Gene Stallings, yep.
Yeah, and that Gene Stallings kind of revival for Alabama. Probably, and again, 16-0 hadn't been available. There's not been a lot of undefeated teams in the last 25 years. So hard to do, but it'd have to be one of probably that one with maybe Derrick Henry for Alabama might have been the best one of the last 25 years. Steve Spurrier had some tremendous Florida teams in the 90s. There's probably some better examples going back to the 70s and 80s, but I don't think you can really compare eras. But
1980 Georgia Bulldogs with Herschel was pretty good, beating Notre Dame in the championship.
I don't have as large a collection of data, being that my age. I mean, I've watched highlights and I've read stuff, but just in like the last 20 or so years, that 2001 Miami team that was the guys they had as third stringers and special teams was pretty unbelievable. That is probably, that along with the 2019 LSU team, is probably the best two college football teams that I've seen in my lifetime. But you mentioned the team aspect. The team aspect, like you would take Cignetti over Larry Coker. You would take Cignetti over Ed Orgeron. And that's like something, if you're going to debate this, that has to be counted. Either way, it was incredible to see them actually do it. Like you said, Tommy, an actual team to finish 16-0, because Georgia went 15-0, Michigan went 15-0, Ohio State, I believe, had 2 losses last season. But Indiana, first team in college football history to go 16-0 and do it all. And then you think about just the where they're at between Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, basically a 300-yard radius. People were talking about this last night. That's your last 3 national champions.
I think Bruce said it best. It's not the best collection of players, but I think this may be the best team. And I think you can separate those two. I think they mean different things. There was better individual players with a Miami team. The draft says so. The NFL draft says so. But Bruce, from a team standpoint, guys coming together, wanting to win for each other, buying in, man, Indiana may be a hard one to beat as far as best team.
It's special, and it all comes down to it's Indiana. I mean, I don't know. I guess it'd be like Mississippi State winning the national championship. Just somebody that's a perennial afterthought in the SEC. Just the fact that it's.
How about Vanderbilt this year?
Yeah, I mean, you could say that they might even be more of a train wreck historically than Indiana was. But I think that's what makes it compelling, is we can relate to it, because while all of us in the SEC that aren't Alabama fans would like to think our teams are possibly going to win a SEC or national championship in our lifetime. I got to see one with Tennessee. That's probably all I'm going to get. You don't get it. So that you saw someone that probably shouldn't have gotten there. It makes you feel good.
All right, that's your opening drive this morning. It's brought to you by Joe's Grill and Cantina. Boys, we got basketball tonight, and you can watch the game at Joe's Grill and Cantina. It's a Tuesday, so it's Taco Tuesday. Dollar tacos all day, even to the game tonight, plus half-price apps and cheap taps for the game tonight. So I know it's a later start. Maybe you get there a little early, watch some of the 6 o'clock games tonight. Let's see. Tonight you got LSU at Florida, OU at South Carolina early. So that'd be some good watching. And then half-price apps, cheap taps for the game tonight. Wear your hog gear. Call the Hogs with your fellow fans. Dollar tacos today. Joe's Grill and Cantina for the game tonight. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
So we had kind of a shakeup in the Southeastern Conference this weekend, being that the two of the best teams, if not the two best teams, faced off in Nashville. Florida came out on the high side, beating Vanderbilt. Where do they wind up in the Pradco Pyramid of Power? Let's find out.
LearnNet.com, LearnNet.com, LearnNet.com. There you
Chrome
go.
Blackback, Chrome Blackback, Chrome Blackback.
Who are the best basketball teams in the SEC? Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Maybe the only easy thing about this week's Pradco Pyramid of Power was who should be at the top. It's the Florida Gators. 13-5 doesn't impress as much as some of the other records. But Florida at 4-1 in the league, and the way they have played, they are without a doubt the best team in the SEC, in my opinion, right now. Wins last week over OU and Vandy. Very impressive week. They got LSU tonight, as I mentioned a moment ago, and Auburn this week. I think Florida, without question, with their front line, with Thomas Huff and Alex Condon, they're combining for like 30 a game, those two. Bruce, I got Florida number one.
Yeah, and both those wins were on the road, which is, as we're seeing, very hard to do in the SEC. They're getting into form, which is scary for everybody else. So they're 4-1 and got to rank number one, just like you do.
I'm going to go with Texas A&M number 2. They lost at Tennessee, no shame in that, then won on the road at Texas. So they had one of those weeks where they were on the road twice. A&M is 4-1 in the league. That gives them a bit of an edge in my mind. 14-4 on the year. I got A&M number 2 in the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Yeah, I'm with you. They're 4-1, and that loss to the Vols was in double overtime, and they probably should have won that game. But yeah, I got them number 2.
I got Vanderbilt at number 3. They had a rough week. Losses to Texas and to Florida, 98-94 to the Gators. They're, of course, at Bud Walton tonight and then on the road to Mississippi State. Tyler Tanner's leading the way with them with 17.5 a game. Vandy had a rough week. Big game tonight for the 15th-ranked Doors. I got them at number 3.
I'm going to go against you. I'm going to go with Georgia Bulldogs, number 3. If you're an Arkansas fan, you got to see what they're all about at Stegman Coliseum. That Cyril guy, man, he's a monster inside. He wrecked the game. And I know they got Dominique Wilkinson and Wilkinson. They got some good players, but I think even though they did lose at home to Ole Miss in overtime, I got them number 3.
All right, I got Georgia at number 4. You mentioned the loss to Ole Miss. I say heartbreaking, just end of game shot, and Ole Miss made it. Then the win over Arkansas, Missouri, like you mentioned, on the road at Texas. So a double dip on the road this week for Georgia. I got Georgia at number 4.
Well, I went with Alabama at number 4. They had a good week. Again, 2 road wins over Mississippi State and OU. OU's probably not as strong competition as some of these teams, but beating Mississippi State's always a good win in Starkville. So Alabama's 13-5, 3-2. I got them number 4.
All right, I go with Arkansas at number 5. Inconsistent, dominant win over South Carolina. Then didn't look interested on defense for a lot of the game at Georgia. Razorbacks are as athletic as anyone in the league, and when they want to, they can. I got the Razorbacks at 3-2 in the league, ranked 20th in the country at number 5.
I went with Vanderbilt after the 16-0 start. Reality finally set in like we thought it would. Obviously, they lost to Texas and Florida. They might lose three in a row up here in Fayetteville or not.
All right, then I've got almost a coin toss at 6. I got Alabama there, but I got kind of 6B scratched in below with Ole Miss, who's won 3 straight. I'll give Alabama the edge. They had a win at Mississippi State and a win at Oklahoma, so 2 road wins last week. Tennessee is their opponent tonight. That game's tonight, right? Yes.
And
nope. Tennessee and Bama are on byes. Saturday they play. That's right. Saturday.
Yeah.
The only byes tonight are Bama and Tennessee. Then Missouri is their game after that. So I got Alabama behind LeBaron Philon with 22 a game as my number 16.
If Tennessee can get 4 buys in a row, they need to take it. They're not looking good right now. I got Arkansas at number 6. They showed a lot of fight, tying Georgia 70 late, but man, Bulldogs were just too much to overcome at Stegman Coliseum. Arkansas had a laugher earlier in the week against South Carolina, which I'm sure Hog fans like that, but I got them number 6.
All right, I got Florida A&M Vandy, Georgia Arkansas Bama. Roll through yours there real quick.
Florida
we're wildly different this week.
Georgia, Alabama, Vandy, Arkansas.
All right, Ty, real quick. Where are we right? Where are we wrong?
Like Florida, I mean, Florida's the consensus number one.
That's
I don't think
easy.
There's a debate on that. I would. I know Vanderbilt had a rough week last week, but I would still put them at 3. I think this is going to be Arkansas's toughest conference test at this point tonight, and I know they get them at home. But yeah, I would have them at 3. So this is a big week for the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Well, it was 22 degrees on my drive to the Springdale studio this morning in Northwest Arkansas. So, Bruce, I'm going to say it's a good week to straighten out the tackle box.
It's a good week. If you like trout fishing, if you like rainbow trout fishing and tail races like Below Beaver, Bull Shoals, 10 Killer, Broken Bow, Norfolk, if you like catching rainbow trout, this is a great week to do it. It's going to be cold. There's probably not going to be a lot of people out there. Get your waders on, getting your flat bottom with your tiller handle, and throw a Rebel TD47. Track down minnow. It's got barbless hooks, and if you're wading and you're handling those rainbows and you accidentally get a hook in your hand like I did at Broken Bow this week,
Ooh, yikes.
you won't have to go to the emergency room because you can just pull that thing right back out. You get a little bruise, but you can keep catching fish. Rebel Track Down Minnow TD47.
All right, find it at lurenet.com, Academy Bass Pro Shops, and all your favorite tackle shops. That's lurenet.com. Bruce, good to see you.
Good to see y'all.
All right, when we come back, Hog Update. Going to hear from Cal from last night next.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
I can't say it on air. WTF.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
West Arkansas.
All right, you're all set with a coat and scarf. Bundling up?
Yeah, it's freezing out there.
Want to bundle up some wins?
Wins?
It's the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. It's Powerball with Power Play, Lotto, and a free Natural State Jackpot ticket, all for just $5.
Wait. 3 chances for 3 jackpots for $5? Bundle me up.
Ask for the $5 bundle today. Must be 18 or older to play. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Raleigh.
This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. You know, a famous coach once said there's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there's only one Razorback.
And there's only one Razorback store that's owned by a family of University of Arkansas alums.
And that's us, the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. Y'all know why seagulls fly over the sea and not the bay?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Dad, just please stop.
Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you could want. Tees, hoodies, puffer vests, polos from Nike, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, Champion, and many more.
Plus, we have stuff for your fan cave and those Razorback golfers out there.
So next time you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or you can shop us on that Googleator, Facegram, Instagram,
Dad, just stop
InstaWeb.
before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Chuck's looking a whole lot prettier today, isn't it?
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust a team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
10 years ago, True Grit Running Company opened its doors with one simple goal: to help people move better, feel stronger, and find their stride. Today, we're celebrating 10 years of True Grit. Join us all year long for anniversary events, group runs, limited edition gear, and plenty of surprises as we kick off 2026. Whether you're chasing a finish line or just starting your journey, thank you for being part of our story. True Grit Running Company, 10 years strong, built by runners.
Since 1967, one name has defined performance in the River Valley. Wheeler Power Sports, the 9th oldest Kawasaki dealer in the country. Right now, the future has arrived. Come witness the 250 horsepower Kawasaki Teryx Supercharged H2. It's a game changer. With over 300 vehicles in stock, we've got your Ninjas, your Gixxers, and the full Polaris lineup. From Razors to the Ranger XD 1500. Financing is available with approved credit. We also buy used bikes. Text or swing by for a quote today. Wheeler Power Sports in historic downtown Fort Smith. Keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Wave Rural Connect has some exciting news. Our service is now available in a brand new zone covering parts of Midland and Montreal. If you're along Highway 45, 252 or 253, or on Douglas Road or Slaytonville Road, you can get fast, reliable fiber internet today. Don't miss out. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect. Internet that works when you need it most.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hotline, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their ham-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Dad, the driveway looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Come on, Pete.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Well, Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Go Hog.
Hurt his hand. I don't know how bad. If it'll, he's like, I'm playing and all that stuff, but to how much it'll hurt him. It's not a shooting hand. But I guess he bruised his hand a little bit. But
that was John Calipari last night on Live with Coach Cal discussing freshman Malik Thomas injuring his non-shooting hand. Guys, he's not on the SEC availability report, so expect to see him tonight. Probably coming off the bench like he has. I don't know what to make of that, Tommy. If he's not on the report, I know he was mentioned last night, but does that mean I don't expect him to shoot as good? It's not. I know it's his guide hand when he's shooting the basketball, but I wouldn't think that would affect him too much, would it?
You're the shooter. You tell me. You're the three-point master.
Well, I know if I had a choice, he's right-handed. If I had a choice between having a bruise on my right hand versus my left hand as a righty, I would much rather have it on my left hand. I guess the choice would be neither. But tonight you're probably going to need him. I mean, what were you saying before the show? Like if he can't go 4 for 17 like he did in this last game, I don't expect him to. Malik's played a lot better at home than he has on the road for the most part. Most freshmen do. But they need to score off the bench tonight. That's why you have one of the most lethal benches in college basketball. It really doesn't matter. You could I know they flipped to Carter the last few games because of the hip pointer, and Billy's been in the starting lineup. But, I mean, having Carter off the bench is even at times more scoring that you're getting with him, Malik, with both Maliks, I should say.
I think getting Trevin Brazil involved early and him scoring early is one of the keys to tonight's game. And I would imagine they've had a lot of defensive conversation in the practice facility.
Yeah.
I would expect that effort level and that focus will be corrected for tonight. So I suspect we're going to see a better defensive performance tonight from this team.
So is it just, are they what they are defensively, guys? Because they've shown through 5 games of conference play they aren't a good defensive team. Like, is that something you can get better? What's the makeup of this team when we get to March?
Cal talked about it last night on his on Live with Coach Cal up there at Sassy's, and he kind of talked about how the defense has suffered a whole lot because of their confidence that suffers on the offensive end. A shot doesn't go in, they're going to go back and hang their head and not focus on defense. So that's one of those things I think you just have to play with a little bit more confidence, because athletically, I think they're defensively as good as any team that we've seen so far, outside of maybe Houston. But these guys have what it takes. I just don't know if the effort's there every time on the defensive end because they're so concerned about pouring it in offensively.
Isn't that the frustrating part? Is athletically they're as good as anyone in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what worries me about tonight's game. Arkansas needs turnovers a lot of times to win. This Vanderbilt team is the number 1 team in conference not turning the ball over. So if you're not able to manufacture easy points, then where do you get them from? How do you make up for that? Now, Arkansas, again, outscored Georgia in the paint last week, but they got outscored by 14 in points off turnover. So hopefully there'll be an uncharacteristic game for Vanderbilt tonight, and the Razorbacks will be able to force at least double-digit turnovers against Mark Byington's squad. And how about what Bruce said earlier, Tommy? Mark Byington, Bob Chesney, and Kirk Cignetti. I don't know who JMU's, probably should have looked it up during the break, their AD is, but that guy knows how to scout coaches.
He's got a good resume of hires there, that's for sure. And something about it that will be he will be a hot name when bigger jobs open. I would suspect, and he may already have moved on. I mean, we need to do a little research there. But what is it about James Madison? They're in Virginia, right? What is it about that institution, that university that does attract that kind of talent?
It's a good question. All right, that's your Hog Update this morning.
All right, it's brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300 is her number for top quality aggregates, including rock, gravel, asphalt, ready mix, and anything you need to get your job site moved along and checking the boxes to the next completion date. APAC can help you with that. Their complete construction consultant services also will keep your job on track as well. Even on these cold days where maybe, today in the day for asphalt or even ready mix concrete, they still have ways to make sure your job stays on track and on time. 479-587-3300, 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
It's awfully cold, obviously, as you guys are sitting there shivering.
It's going to be very cold the next few days. You're going to get some snow across Arkansas tomorrow, also on Friday and into the weekend. Hopefully you are ready to go. If you're driving, just make sure you're safe. Our buddy David Rath at Rath Auto Resources in Rath, Mitsubishi can help you out at both the Mighty Car Care Centers, both locations. And David, we really need that full checkup, man, when it comes to the weather that's about to hit us here in these next few days.
Tires are the thing that really come to mind the most. Every time we have winter weather, I'm driving into work or whatever, because of course I am, and you always see people on the side of the road, even if it's a four-wheel drive. I mean, the best traction systems and all that stuff only goes so far. If your tires are bald, if you've had them looked at and they're, the shops have said, hey, you might want to think about this soon. Soon is now, man. So we've got good tire specials going on, and a lot of folks are it's still a bigger ticket item for a lot of people on their vehicle maintenance. So we offer financing options on that too. Make it really easy to go ahead and get that taken care of so that you don't have an accident out there. We want everybody to be safe. So both shops, both the Meineke Car Care Center in Fort Smith and up here in Springdale, and our Mitsubishi Service Center, we can, get you taken care of on tires at all three of those. And if you're just shopping, of course, we got a great selection of all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive stuff at both places as well.
They've got it all for this harsh winter that's hitting us here these next few days, and it's already hit us a little bit. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Both sides of the tunnel, David and Larry have you covered. Thanks, David. Appreciate the weather update.
Appreciate you, man. Y'all have a good one.
When we come back, Morning Rush Daily Question. We keep it going here on the Morning Rush.
Broadcasting live from the Bush Studios.
Everybody walks out of the building like, and I walk out of the gym smiling. Now I'm happy. You made me mad, and I made everybody mad. Now I'll go watch the Walkers. I'm good.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
All right, you're all set with a coat and scarf. Bundling up?
Yeah, it's freezing out there.
Want to bundle up some wins?
Wins?
It's the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. It's Powerball with Power Play, Lotto, and a free natural state jackpot ticket, all for just $5.
Wait. 3 chances for 3 jackpots for $5? Bundle me up.
Ask for the $5 bundle today. Must be 18 or older to play. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Raleigh.
This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. You know, a famous coach once said there's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there's only one Razorback.
And there's only one Razorback store that's owned by a family of University of Arkansas alums.
And that's us, the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. Y'all know why seagulls fly over the sea and not the bay?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Dad, just please stop.
Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you could want. Tees, hoodies, puffer vests, polos from Nike, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, Champion, and many more.
Plus, we have stuff for your fan cave and those Razorback golfers out there.
So next time you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or you can shop us on that Googleator, Facegram, Instagram,
Dad, just stop
InstaWeb.
before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
How are you going to celebrate, Coach?
I'm going to have beer.
This is the Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tender love and care makes life worth living. Tender love and care, that's what I'll be given. Every day, every night to you.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But we put it inside burritos and tacos anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
Football playoffs are here, and MyBookie is where you turn bets into bankroll. Everybody's betting. The NFL is in full do-or-die mode, college football down to the last teams, and the Super Bowl is just around the corner. If there was ever a time to get in the game, it's right now, and MyBookie makes it stupid easy to play. One account, one wallet. Bet the spread, the live bet the second half, hit the casino during commercials. It's all in one place, and you've got the power. Go to MyBookie.ag now, use promo code HOGS, and get your first bet covered up to $500. If it doesn't hit, use your Get Back bonus token and run it back. Don't just watch the playoffs, make them pay. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Only at MyBookie.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash.
Every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
How much snow are we actually going to get? I saw a computer
knew that
model.
was going to be the question today.
I saw a computer model this morning that said south of the tunnel may get 12 to 18 inches of snow.
No.
It did. I was talking with my guys at the gym this morning. We're not getting 18 inches of snow. That's not happening. We're not going to get a foot of snow.
I want to know
how much snow are we actually going to get? Because I wanted to. Nobody hurt me. I'm just wondering how much. How much snow are we actually going to get?
In terms of just inches, you want me to give you an inch number, over, under? You can laugh at that. It's okay. I know you want to. You're trying to be the professional.
Excuse me.
What, 6.5?
You don't know anything about that.
Oh, man.
It's not the size.
That's what you asked.
You know, and here's the weird thing. It's going to be less snow, less winter weather the further north you go. The further south you go to a point, it's going to get worse, and then South Arkansas is just going to be rain. But it's going to be a weird one.
I've got a buddy that got asked to go duck hunting this weekend in Stuttgart, and him and 15 other friends, and he wants to go. He's got a young one at the house, and he's worried that he won't be able to get back by the end of the weekend or whatever. This would be like the ideal weekend to go duck hunting, wouldn't it? With the snow and just the cold and everything else. I feel like sometimes you're in the midst of duck season. I mean, I don't know this from personal experience, but I just have friends that complain it's not cold enough. This is the weekend to go if you're going to go.
You got to have the weather to move the ducks south. So yeah, I mean you're right from a cold stand. You want to move it. So 100%.
Jason says 7 inches. He's texting in from Mountain View this morning here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Gunner from West Helena says Southeast Arkansas will get an inch of rain, an inch of ice, and an inch of sleet, and 14 snowflakes.
That's what you hope that it's not. You hope that it doesn't turn into ice somewhere because that's what causes real problems. You hope that it gets. You don't want everybody to have to be cooped up inside for a long time. No cabin fever.
100%. Much rather as a person who manages multiple tower sites, ice is my worst friend. I mean, I'll take 10 feet of snow over 3 inches of ice.
Yeah,
that can be devastating.
I think most of us would rather just see the snowflakes, and ice is scarier for the roads, and the radio stuff. Let's see. We got a text in. This is from Jared in Siloam Springs. His Apple phone shows him 10 to 13 inches.
That's what I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna.
So what
happens?
Okay, hold on. What happens if these indicators and these predictions end up coming true? Are you going to recant every bad thing you've said about weathermen and weather ladies, or are you going to stick to your guns on
weather
this?
ladies,
weather women?
two things I'm going to do. I'm going to take the equipment home so I can do the show from home while you drive into the office. Secondly, I'm not going to be wrong because we're not getting a foot or a foot and a half of snow. Not happening.
Ryan wants to know if we're talking about snow inches this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Gunner says the power company that he works for, he feels you on the ice. So he also agrees with you there. Yeah. By the way,
all the generators hopefully are firing. So,
yeah. All right, that is your. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying. I'm starting to get a little more concerned. More and more of these mines, we get closer and closer, they're not backing off.
Why don't? Okay,
I think Tommy doesn't want to incite a panic, like a mad dash to the grocery store to get all the toilet paper and bread and cheese and eggs that you can.
You were in the Ruskin Zach Studios. There's the wall of promises behind you. Why don't you write on the wall of promises that it will not snow that much, and see it, and they'll either.
What is not that much?
There's some doozies on there. As much as you said.
Well, you asked. What you didn't even answer your own question.
How many? How many inches, Tommy?
4.
4. Okay, I said 6.5. Colton, where are you at?
I'm gonna stay on the higher side. I'm gonna say 8.
What city are we sticking?
Yeah, we need a mean
where's
place.
Where's the stick? Are we sticking in Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Harrison?
Fayetteville.
Okay, 4 inches in Fayetteville says Tommy. 6.5 inches says Ty in Fayetteville, and you said, what did you say, Colton?
I didn't know it was in Fayetteville. I thought we were going where the snow actually was supposed to be. So if it's in Fayetteville, I'm with you, Ty. I say 6.
Okay. All right. That's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question as Tommy puts it up on the wall of promises this morning. Number 1 place for indoor golf. What a perfect time to play indoors because it's going to be freezing outside. So go into Cart Pass Social, play one of over 1,000 different golf courses. Tell my buddies Nate Airhan and Christian Olsen you heard it on ESPN Arkansas on the Board and Rush. These are 2 of my buddies from school. They're a lot smarter than me. They constructed a business, and it's awesome. Go to cartpasssocial.com, click on the events tab. By the way, that applies to basically everyone on the face of the planet. 10 TVs. You can watch college football. I say that. You can watch NFL playoffs. College football's done with until this upcoming August. You can watch NBA. You can watch MLB. You can do it all at Cart Pass Social, and their league play is going to be back before you know it. It's always BYOB, plus the March Madness watch parties are going to be here as well. Go to cartpasssocial.com. All right, so this is going to be etched in stone up on the wall of promises.
Yep, it's there.
What did you officially write?
It will only snow 4 inches.
Okay, in Fayetteville. Nate and Benville texting in, Lewis Automotive Group Hotline, really hope the weather guys are right, and you're wrong, Tommy. So he wants to see an onslaught of snow this weekend. I'm kind of indifferent. I enjoy snow, but it also messes with my work schedule, and I want to go to the LSU game this Saturday, and I don't want to have to drive through everything to get there, which I think I'm probably going to have to. So, but I would like to see snow, so I'm kind of indifferent. I did have on the rundown today, will it snow this morning or tomorrow morning and Friday for Tommy. I set that up for him, so I'm glad he took advantage of that.
Well, I read every word of the rundown. So
yeah. So Miami's hired a new NFL coach, Jeff Hafley. What did you see? You're going to talk about this tomorrow, Colton?
Don't start with me today.
The Titans hire Robert Saleh, who didn't have a good tenure with the Jets. Don't understand that. Maybe the worst franchise in the NFL, the Tennessee Titans. And then this is big news for the NFC Championship, guys. I don't know if it's going to be the difference between Seattle moving on or not, but Zach Charbonnet, torn ACL, out for the rest of the playoffs. Their duo of him and Kenneth Walker has been really, really good this season. So keep an eye on how maybe that impacts the NFC Championship game between them and the division rival, the Los Angeles Rams, this weekend. If you're a Rams fan, you definitely don't feel as discouraged about that running attack now that Charbonnet's not back in the backfield for the Seahawks this weekend at the 12th man.
They're dropping like flies, guys.
Yeah, there's been a lot of knee injuries. Is Seattle turf, Colton?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah, I know some people were not. It's
and
harder.
They don't practice next to an electrical substation like the 49ers.
Oh, like the 49ers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's always conspiracies and stuff out
That's
like
real.
that. But that is as far as NFL news. So I'm excited for this weekend. Hopefully those some good games. But coming back to last night, I don't know. Like you didn't even have the game was void of controversy, which was great. There wasn't. Like, Miami has nothing to cling on to. It's like, oh, we should have won this game. If Beck knew how to throw a football at the tail end, you could have said that.
He's lost 6 games in his whole college career, Ty. 4 of them have come with an interception thrown by him on the final play of the game to win.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Louise.
I should have known that yesterday when I said, Miami's going to do it. I forgot that Carson Beck plays quarterback for him.
That ball was willfully underthrown. He underthrew it by 5 yards. His guy was open. Like, if you watch that play, the safety hadn't gotten there in time, and the corner was, like, dropping back in zone coverage, and if you would have thrown it a little better, that at least would have been a really long gain or a touchdown. But that's, like, just the difference. And if you're if you listen to last night and you listen to Fernando Mendoza talk about just like getting snubbed by the Miami.
But also, it's super sweet to myself. I was a 2-star recruit coming out of high school. I got declined to walk on offer to the University of Miami. Full circle moment here, playing in Miami for all the friends and family. I can't thank Coach Nettie enough, and Coach Whitmer and Coach Anna for taking a chance on me, and just give all the glory to God.
To do it in Miami against the team that you wanted to play for and that didn't recruit you out of high school, tried to in the portal, but you elected to go to Bloomington instead. I don't know. And winning the national championship in itself is unbelievable. I don't know if there's a sweeter moment than what he experienced last night, Tommy.
Vindication. And, Kirk Signetti keeps talking about they should make a movie out of this. I've heard others say that.
Yeah.
This would be, it is one hell of a story. And, I don't know what you call it. I mean, it's probably a movie already out there called Against All Odds. But it feels like Indiana and Mendoza and Signetti, and they've all done it against all odds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what could have gotten, it was even available 3 years ago for Indiana to win the national championship in 26, but it would have been a gazillion to 1. And against all odds, they found a way and put it together in short order. I mean, they've lost, one game in 2 seasons? 16-0 this year? Didn't they they lost 2 games last year.
2 games, Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Lost their bowl game. But, I mean, so what does that make them? They win 13 last year? Or I can't read because one of those losses was the bowl. The point is they're 16. Huh?
So 11. So they're 27-2 the
27-2 in the last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many of those does Alabama? How many in the Alabama heyday can they say 27-2? And this year, it's not like they avoided competition. I mean, they played Ohio State in the championship game, and you look at they beat the Blue Bloods. Mm-hmm. They beat the Blue Bloods coming into this championship.
That's a great point. So, and that's one of the things I wanted to bring up. When you think about what they had to go through at the tail end of the season, Ohio State University, Blue Blood. Alabama, the Crimson Tide. I know they're not Nick Saban, but that's still a blue blood. Miami, blue blood. Who are they sandwiched in between? Why am I forgetting last week?
They also played Oregon as well.
Which is
destroyed a lot of those teams.
Yeah, last 15 years, Oregon's been one of the best programs in college football.
All the money in the world to compete and buy what they want.
And they demolished Oregon. They demolished Alabama. They beat Miami, and they had a great game with the Buckeyes. So it is a wonderful college football story. The Lord hope that you brought up earlier, Tommy, whether it's here in Fayetteville or anywhere else, that should be there should be more of that. If you're a college football observer and your team is stunk, unfortunately like ours, when it comes to what could happen in the future.
Yeah. Hey, if you haven't downloaded the Hit That Line Now app, take that along with you. The Taco Bell Cantina Chicken Menu brings something to the table for everyone. And everyone in your house and someone you know. Cantina is better shared. Download the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Take us with you anywhere you go.
Ryan also wanted to shout out the great referee crew last night. I know we don't always do that, but he wanted to make sure to get that in here this morning.
Big 12 crew.
On the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Hour number 2 coming up. More reaction to last night's game. Cal's got a few guys in the All-Star game, plus more on this game tonight between the Commodores and the Razorbacks. Morning Rush rolls on after this.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
All right, you're all set with a coat and scarf. Bundling up?
Yeah, it's freezing out there.
Want to bundle up some wins?
Wins?
It's the $5 bundle from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. It's Powerball with Power Play, Lotto, and a free Natural State Jackpot ticket, all for just $5.
Wait. 3 chances for 3 jackpots for $5? Bundle me up.
Ask for the $5 bundle today. Must be 18 or older to play. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Raleigh.
This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. You know, a famous coach once said there's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there's only one Razorback.
And there's only one Razorback store that's owned by a family of University of Arkansas alums.
And that's us, the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. Y'all know why seagulls fly over the sea and not the bay?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Dad, just please stop.
Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you could want. Tees, hoodies, puffer vests, polos from Nike, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, Champion, and many more.
Plus, we have stuff for your fan cave and those Razorback golfers out there.
So next time you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or you can shop us on that Googleator, Facegram, Instagram,
Dad, just stop
InstaWeb.
before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This is The Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The paint store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the paint store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real-life help you can't get on YouTube?
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Is it time for you to finally get the barn, hunting lodge, barn dominium, or garage you always wanted? Sutherland's is here to help. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. When you choose to work with us, you can expect top quality, expertise, and peace of mind, knowing that Sutherland's will do whatever it takes to get the building you've always wanted. For a free quote, call 1-800-66-BARNS. Free estimates at Sutherland's.com. For over 100 years, Sutherland's has been helping folks build it better. No matter the project, we're here to help. Because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Do you love cooking and being a part of a great team? Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and I was talking to Linda Newmeyer the other day. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, Newmeyer's Rib Room, and Newmeyer's Whippoorwill are hiring kitchen staff. Stop by any of the 3 restaurants in downtown Fort Smith. I used to work at a pizza place back in the day. Maybe I'd give it a shot. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the Whippoorwill, and Rib Room. Apply today and join the Newmeyer family.
You're hired. Come back tomorrow at noon for training.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we have plenty of sunshine coming in. Not as cool as it has been. Highs are climbing from the upper 40s to near 50 degrees. We have a disturbance brushing our area for tonight. Small and chance for rain north. The better chances for rain the further south that you go, and that will linger into parts of our Wednesday with even a rumble of thunder. I'm Jennifer Moore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith, broadcasting live from the Busch Light Studios. This is the Morning Rush.
Joints back on. For a touchdown. Bunter breaks free. Bunter to the front base. Miami touchdown. Got to get to the 8. He's going to take off and run, then goes up. Weaves his way first and goes diving to the end zone. Touchdown! That's where he won the Heisman Trophy. Tony breaks free. Malachi Tony spinning, scoring. Here's the snap back. Beck looks, throws it down the field, and it is intercepted by Wow, play! We won the national championship at Indiana University. It can be done. Full circle moment here, playing in Miami for all the friends and family. I can't thank Coach Nettie enough.
How are you going to celebrate, Coach?
I'm going to beer.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little.
Oh, they'll be staying in Miami.
With Ty Richardson.
Let me take up for my fellow broadcasters here for a sec.
And Tommy Kraft.
I don't think they put you in that category.
This is the Morning Rush.
So I meant to get to this text in the last hour here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. It comes from John in Mount Hill. I guess this is a day late here on a Talking to Town Tuesday, being that Hot Take Money was yesterday. Listen to this, guys. I think this year was just a completely weak year for college football. Nothing stands out about this Indiana team. Mendoza is going to be a huge NFL flop. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't know if I agree with that. I thoroughly enjoyed last night's game. I thoroughly enjoyed this season, even though we stunk. I don't know if I agree with one of those takes, Tommy.
Oh, I don't know how Mendoza's going to translate to the next level, but he's going to get his chance. I thought this was as engaging and entertaining a year of college football as we've had in a number of years. And it's become pretty evident that the dominance that the SEC has once enjoyed is gone. And I don't know how you can't say, honestly, that the Big Ten, at least on the top half, if you want to have an argument that the SEC is a deeper league and there's better teams at 8, 9, and 10, well, I mean, fine. But, I mean, they determine the champions on your best 2, 3, 4 teams. And right now, the Big Ten's got better teams at the top than the SEC.
We didn't bring this up in hour one. How that kid's toughness, like the Big Ten championship game. Think about both these games. So the game in Indianapolis and then the game last night in Miami. So he gets popped, walloped in that Ohio State game.
First play.
And then last night, he gets rocked in that read option or whatever, acts like he's keeping it. I don't know. You can tell me that should have been her target. And now his lips bleeding. And his brother's like, I'll help him out. But that kid, man, that kid's got some moxie to him, too. We can talk about just his likability. We can talk about his heroics. But he's also, man, he's just a tough cookie.
No, I mean, I think he has demonstrated, multiple times his physical toughness. Reminds you a little bit of Tyler Wilson because he's played through some pain, played through some injuries, been to the injury tent, come back out. So yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing that's going to be attractive to NFL teams is his toughness.
You're watching Tom Brady last night, who alongside Mark Davis is going to make the decision, it sounds like, for the Raiders' upcoming pick. It sure sounds like Mendoza is going to end up being that first overall pick. What quarterback do you think about when you think of him? I know, you point to the undefeateds, you point to the Cam Newtons, you point to that Tebow. I know Tebow didn't go undefeated in that 2008 season. No, actually they did. They didn't go undefeated in his Heisman season. Or you point to Joe Burrow. Some of these guys of recent, what where does your mind go when you think about what Fernando accomplished last night as a conference champion, undefeated champion, Heisman Trophy winner? Who do you compare him to?
I don't think he compares to anyone, and maybe that's because we've heard him talk and the way he carries himself is unique at the very minimum. I struggle to find, and I love the way he talks about his team. I love the way he talks about the game. I love the way he talks about his family. We brought this up earlier. I love the way he consistently gives credit to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, every time he gets a chance to spread the gospel a little bit in his own way. From the whole package standpoint, I'm not sure he compares to anybody. I think he's a one-off.
Did you see that his arm after the game? Holly Rowe pointed it out after. I mean, it was bruised up, battered, and like that hit he took. That hit he took, but and I know, and guys get walled, but that just stood out to me. Maybe if you looked at some of these former national champions after the game, you would see something similar. But I don't know if I'd seen that before prior to last night.
You'll see that in every game. I mean, football's a contact sport, and guys are going to get hit, and I mean, it was right there on the inside of the forearm. I'm sure there was probably some follow-throughs on passes that hit helmets,
There has to be some weight put on the fact that you mentioned Joe Burrow right there and some of these other great college quarterbacks. Joe Burrow had like 3 first-round wide receivers to throw to, and there's just no hate on Becker or Cooper or Surratt. Those guys are all very, very talented, but they're not at the level that Jordan Jefferson and Jamar Chase and those guys were at coming out of college at LSU. And so I think Mendoza really, John and Mountain Home says he's going to flop at the NFL level. I'm telling you right now, as a Miami Dolphin fan, I want to complete this, I want to complete this Vice City story right here. I want Mendoza to come back and save my franchise. But I want him to trade up and, take that draft pick from the Raiders. But I think Mendoza is going to do great, and he's done a lot with not as much talent as you see at other schools and at other past championship teams. He's a very, very intelligent quarterback, and obviously you hear his post-game interviews. He seems like the type of guy that a franchise can build around, not just from, a football standpoint, from a personality, from a media standpoint. This guy's a home run.
Yeah, and
now,
go ahead.
Is John in Mountain Home?
Yes, John in Mountain.
I will agree with him on this point. I don't think the top was as good this year. I mean, Alabama's clearly not Alabama of a few years ago. They weren't as good. Was Ohio State as good as they've been in recent years? I think Indiana did time this up where Michigan, Ohio State in their league, Wisconsin's still off within their conference. But even outside, LSU clearly didn't have the season they wanted, changed coaches. Ole Miss had a rising season, but was still not on that level. Alabama, not as good. Georgia, good, really, really, really good, but probably not great this year. So John's right on the standpoint. I don't know that you had teams that were out of the SEC that were some of the all-time greats.
See, John,
that competed. So I think Indiana did time it well from that standpoint.
Tommy, you called it engaging earlier, and you said that's why that it was probably a very exciting season. For me, it was. I can see where John's coming from. That he may not be able to perceive a team as stronger than another team, because I thought it was extremely distracting with all the college coaches that got fired, all the rigmarole and changing and things like that. Sometimes it was hard to focus on actual football from time to time because they were thinking about all these extracurricular things. So maybe John might have just got distracted, but Tommy, I think you're right when you talk about the level of parity there was. A little bit different.
Yes.
Couple texts here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Brandon says Mendoza is like Brock Purdy, but he's better. Well, he's going to be drafted a lot higher than Purdy was. Hog Wild says he's a better version and bigger version of Drew Brees. Extremely accurate, good arm, and high IQ. If you watch last night's game, some of the throws that he quote unquote missed hit his wide receivers in the hands, or were only in places that they only could have caught him. And Indiana didn't turn the ball over last night. Beck threw that pick at the end of the game, and then they had the punt block. So it ended up again being defense and special teams like most games.
And Miami had several chances to get off the field on third down, especially in the first half, where they could have stopped Indiana cold, but they had some stupid penalties, which has just been a theme for them all year.
What I think is interesting, we haven't brought this up just yet, about an hour and 8 minutes in the program. Alberto is hitting the portal, his younger brother. I know they brought in, help me on this, the kid from TCU, Josh Hoover. So I don't know if this was all part of the plan or whatnot. But I thought that news tidbit that's come out this morning from 24/7 Sports and On3, I found kind of intriguing.
Yeah, and you enter the portal. I mean, obviously there's a desire to leave. I don't know if he's testing the marketplace to see what would be out there financially. I would think at this point you probably got a deal somewhere, and I would imagine his name will surface somewhere rather quickly. But or maybe he knows something. I mean, I can't see Cignetti moving on, but maybe some of the staff's moving on. I don't know. I'd be interested to see what other shoe drops in that story.
It sure doesn't sound like he's moving on.
It took a lot to get here, but I'll tell you what it took to come out ahead in this game was a lot of guts. I give Miami a lot of credit. They played really hard. We couldn't get anything done couldn't protect the quarterback at all. Made a few plays and adjustments, but they were back shoulders in the sprint out, got the run game going. Made the interception when we had to. A couple fourth down, where we went for it. Mendoza, great run. Took some chances, found a way. Let me tell you, we won the national championship at Indiana University. It can be done, and I'm so happy for our fans. Words can't describe it.
It looked like it was a good time in Bloomington and across Indiana last night. One of the things that I thought about as the game concluded, Indiana won for the Big Ten third straight year, is this back and forth between SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey and Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti. I mean, you're listening to Petitti right now, right? He's got the best conference in college football. It's not the SEC anymore. When it comes to this debate, when the athletics directors, other conference commissioners.
You're going to have that debate back and forth. I mean, when you say who you listen to, you mean just fans?
Talking about
or talking about TV executives? Who are you talking about?
TV executives. When it comes
to the playoff committee on
playoff
shaping the future of the playoff?
Correct.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that just because they've won a few. Do you think the SEC got their way a whole lot, and the Big Ten had no voice?
No,
but the SEC was reeling off 10 in a row.
I think,
so why would it be any different now?
I think because the SEC did have an upper hand. You were more apt to listen to Greg Sankey than you were at the time. I think it was Kevin Warren, who's now part of the Bears organization. That's changed. The dynamics have changed, in my opinion. And maybe I'm wrong on that, but if you are the head of
you're not wrong about who's better right now in the immediate aftermath of the last three in Indiana. You're not wrong about who has the better top 4 or 5 teams. But, I mean, when you're talking about playoff format, you're talking about the future, the shaping of the future of the game, you're leaving out probably maybe the biggest voice in the room, and that's going to be that of ESPN and the TV networks.
Which saw Jimmy Pitaro up there with Reese Davis last night. And I wonder what, the appetite is for them, who ESPN, I guess it's TNT subcontracted out or whatever for when it comes to these play. But I wonder what the appetite is for doing. You mentioned something I think important yesterday. It's like you put it to 16, so at some point you have that carrot to dangle to move to 24. I don't know you go straight from 12 to 24. That made a lot of sense to me. I just think that when it comes to these type of meetings and bigwigs that are making college football decisions, not just about what the playoff looks like, but anything moving forward, the SEC, while it's dominated since 2006, you've had a national champion representative or a semifinal in every single one since then. The fact that the Big Ten's won the last 3, and it's not just one school, it's Michigan, Ohio State, and Indiana now. I think that there's going to be more thought paid to what he has to say relative to maybe what it's been prior to these championships.
Greg Sankey's been on the job a whole lot longer, and his relationships with the people that make these decisions probably runs a little bit deeper. I wouldn't get too caught up in that. Both are going to have a loud voice in whatever happens next with the postseason of the sport. The Big Ten's going to be heard. The SEC's going to be heard. And I don't know, that it necessarily comes down to, well, they sided with one or the other. I think in the end, you'll have 2 leagues that find some common ground and figure out what's next, because I don't think what's next is where we're at forever.
You know what I wish that they would hear is starting the games on time, because the game started at 6:52 last night. And that is so aggravating to me when you delay or you have a late start time or whatever the case may be. It's just like if you're going to say the game's at 6:30, then start it at 6:30. If you want to say pre-game's at 6:15, the game officially kicks off at 6:30. I don't know how much of an annoyance that is for everyone else listening, but it drives me nuts when it comes to anything I watch. If it's a television show and it says it started at 7 o'clock, I want the trailer to be on at 7 o'clock or the preview to be on at 7 o'clock. I don't want to listen to pregame for 15 or 20 minutes before the game starts. Drives me nuts.
Well, that's to get you in front of the TV so you can watch their highly sponsored pregame show for 15 or 20 minutes. And, that's a calculated move. Your beef a day early is reasonable, but we all know, they're going to say the game tonight's going to start at 8. It's not going to start at 8. It's going to start like at 8:10 tonight. It's just the way it goes. So I hear what you're saying. Tom Murphy, normally with us in this time slot. He's unavailable to join us this morning. We'll be back on Thursday. Tom's visits are always brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's whatsfordinner.com. Hey, nothing's better than when you show up for friends or family and you bring something good to eat. You always like that family member that shows up and they've got something that you want to nibble on. Hey, bring their favorite beef dish the next time you get together. Maybe it's to watch the conference championship games this weekend. It doesn't hurt to bring that side of your favorite beef dish along. Together we bring more. Find out what the next crowd pleaser is at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. This brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council and courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
This is another John that's listening in Mountain Home. Says, speak Ty, we get in trouble for late to work. Aren't these people paid to work? Well, they are paid. Unfortunately, they're just paid to do a pregame prior to. I wish they would just let us know when it is. So, John, I agree with you on that. All right, so we didn't have Tom this morning. We still have our Talk of the Town here on a Tuesday. What's going on here in Arkansas? Colton's going to let us know.
Hang on, let me get my seatbelt on here.
I love this town. I love the weather. And the word around town says, I love this place. It's a very small town.
Wonder what's really going on in your neck of the woods? It's time for Talk of the Town Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Here's Colton Little with today's top stories.
All right, fellas, we're going to start this one off with a little bit of trash talk. You like that? How's that sound?
Man.
Good deal. And I'm not talking about what Mark Fletcher tried to do last night as a sore loser after the Hurricanes got beat by the Hoosiers. Real talk about real trash.
Tommy, wasn't that the most Miami thing ever? And it was funny, like he waited for Mendoza after the game and looked like there was some good sportsmanship. And there may have been something said between him and the defensive tackle, but that just was peak Miami last night. Just peak Miami.
Well, we're going to go to Fayetteville first here, where it will not snow more than 4 inches this weekend, according to the promises of one prognosticator, Tommy Kraft here. We're going to go to Fayetteville, where the city council on Tuesday will consider buying about 27,800 all-in-one recycling carts to distribute to residents this summer. So up in Fayetteville now, you can get some bigger and better recycling carts. They have ones now, they're little 18-gallon ones. Going to be replacing those with 35, 65, and 95-gallon ones in the entire city. So they're going to be distributing those out throughout all the homes in Fayetteville, as many as they can throughout the summer, which is a good thing. Now, guys, what I want to know is 27,800 all-in-one recycling carts are being purchased for exactly how much money? Ty, we'll start with you as the winner of last week's edition of Talk of the Town. Ty, is it A, $1.3 million, B, $2.6 million, C, $892,490, or D, $1.9 million? I'm
going to say D, 1.9.
Tommy, what say you? A, 1.3, B, 2.6, C, $889,490, or D, $1.9 million?
1.3 million.
Tommy says 1.3 million, and that is correct. And it should be noted that $133,000 of this is actually coming from the city. The rest is coming from a recycling partnership from the government. So we appreciate you for that.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
Know who's going to pay for it in the end?
Yeah, us.
We are.
Yeah, me as a Fayetteville resident there. All right, guys. Let's. The Razorbacks last week ended up being this, and let's hope they don't do that throughout the duration of the season. We're going to talk a little bit of roadkill here recently. Arkansas and the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has updated the laws about roadkill. Fines now reaching up to $1,500 if you incorrectly scavenge and salvage roadkill for personal use. So, we want to know, fellas, Arkansas is one of how many states where salvaging roadkill is legal? Tommy, we start with you because you answered the last question correctly. Is it A, 19, B, 26, C, 30, or D, D47.
That it's legal?
It's legal. Arkansas is one of how many states where salvaging roadkill is legal? Is it A19, B26, C30, or D47?
30.
Tommy says 30. Ty, what say you?
I'm going to go A.
Ty says 19. Tommy is 2 for 2 today. Wow. He's on top of his game.
Roadkill.
He's on top of his game, which essentially means that there's no need to do the final question. I've only prepared 3 today. So,
oh, no.
Tommy, you win, but there is a question about an Elvis impersonator.
Let's do the last question.
Okay. All right. An Elvis impersonator in Arkansas was recently accosted at a park while on TikTok Live impersonating the king. And he's received lots of support, an outcry of support, because the people that were accosting him and making fun of him for his accent, his impression at the park while doing such for money on TikTok Live, he did not accost them back. He did not yell back at them. He simply turned the other cheek and just shook his hips and continued doing the Elvis impersonation. So what I want to know is how many active ETAs or Elvis tribute artists are there professionally registered across the globe? Is it A, 13,000, B, 640, C, 3,500, or D, 2,000? It's inconsequential, so Ty will go ahead and start with you.
3,500.
Ty says 3,500. Tommy, how many say you? 13,640, 3,500, or 2,000?
13,000.
Tommy says there are 13,000. The correct answer is there are 2,000 professionally registered Elvis tribute artists. And it should be noted that the man that was accosted at the park in Arkansas, Sir Chewy Thompson, was not professionally registered.
How many of those are in Vegas?
I have no idea. That was not available to me this morning on the Elvis Tribute Artist Research Database.
Okay. All right.
But, Tommy, you are the winner today, and you decide the rule for the rest of the duration of this episode of The Morning Rush for Ty.
I think when Ty begins to address us or any topic or really open up the microphone and speak into it, he needs to start, since we went Elvis there, Ty, you're going to have to say, thank you. Thank you very much. Just like Elvis. In your best Elvis impression. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I can't.
That's terrible.
That's not very
That's
good.
awful.
Thank you.
Try again.
You're going to have to work on it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is that better?
Still not very good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, do I thicken the voice? Do I smoke
You
a
ever heard
cig
Elvis
during the
speak?
break? I mean,
Do you know who Elvis is?
yeah, he's an artist. Couldn't name one of his songs.
Not one?
But I know the rhythm. Like, if I hear an Elvis song, I know it's Elvis. But no, I couldn't name one of his songs. You put a gun to my head right now, and I couldn't tell you one song. Tell the rhythm, though. I'm going to have to work on this. Thank you.
What rhythm are you speaking of?
Well, it's just like, whether it's his dance or just like the sound of the music, I'm like, okay, that's Elvis. It's one of those things where you don't necessarily know the song itself, like the title, but you at least know the genre of music and the artist who orchestrated that said song.
So, Suspicious Minds doesn't ring a bell with you?
Hound Dog. Jailhouse Rock.
Hound Dog. Yeah.
Nothing but
Can't help falling in
Hound
love.
Dog.
Literally.
Okay, now I know a
Yeah,
couple.
there you go.
Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing but
Blue
Hound
suede
Dog.
shoes.
Couldn't tell you how that goes.
Rock Around the Clock.
Couldn't tell you how that one goes. The Hound Dog is the one I know, though. But now we know. Now
All
I have
shook
to.
up.
Yeah.
All shook up might be his most.
Thank you.
I don't know. That's
Thank you
most
very
famous.
much.
There you go.
I don't have the skill set that Ruskin has when it comes to impersonating people. That is a skill set that God did not give me. But I will try my darndest
During the break.
these next two breaks to perfect the Elvis impersonation.
Just search up Elvis 1972 live at Honolulu. Watch for about 5 minutes. He does
Okay.
Glory, Glory, Hallelujah, and he does all that stuff, and that's a good one. That's where you should get started. That's a
starting
good
point.
impression.
All right, we got our SEC update coming up in just a bit. Nick Saban, there's a new documentary on him. Tommy, I'm going to have to borrow your ESPN Plus account because I want to watch this.
I finally figured out a way to cancel that, though. That I think I'm going to
did
upgrade to the bigger one.
Well,
But,
that's a bummer.
I finally figured it out the other day. It took an hour, but I got
You
it
got
done.
it.
So.
Okay.
Hey, talking about Talk of the Town, how about one of the taste of the town in Fort Smith? That's Art's Barbecue, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith. They do so many great things there, and I know it's Tuesday, and today's going to be the pork chops. I was in let's see, what day was it? Thursday last week, and I think it was Thursday. The special was the rack of ribs with one side was $10.99. I didn't go that way because I have not yet tried the poblano chili burger, their chili burger. And it's not chili like you'd think in a pot, like, a bowl of chili. It's a smoked poblano pepper that they put on the burger with cheese. It all melts together. And it's not spicy. It's just got a really unique and great flavor. And that smoked poblano pepper, incredible. If you haven't tried it yet, give that one a try. Might become one of your favorite burgers. They got 10 or more burgers, including the Art Attack, that's got really everything but the kitchen sink on it. Onion ring, ham, bacon. I mean, it's loaded up. The brisket burger, where they take their burger, put brisket and caramelized onions and the cheese, it is outstanding. But they got 10 different burgers, and on Saturdays, all the burgers are $1 off. Pork chops on special today, $9.99. Try it all out. Art's Barbecue burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
Also going to hear more.
Say it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Going to hear more from John Calipari coming up as well here on the Morning Rush, and I'll work on that. I apologize.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now.
In terms of just inches, you want me to give you an inch number, over, under? You can laugh at that. It's okay. I know you want to. You're trying to be the professional.
This is the Morning Rush.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Hi, everybody. This is Chris George from Joshua's Fine Jewelry in beautiful downtown Russellville. We all work hard to get the job done right, whether it's sports or daily jobs or school. At Joshua's, we understand you work hard for your money, and we work hard every day to give you the best value for your money. Beautiful, well-crafted jewelry, well-thought-out repairs, some design for that special gift of a lifetime. Come see us at Joshua's Fine Jewelry in beautiful downtown Russellville.
Around here, we don't just know your name. We know you had your truck and your kid's ball team. That's how it is when you've been in the same town for 90 years. At Hug Chevrolet GMC, we believe in handshakes, hometown service, and treating you like family. Because you're not just a customer, you're a neighbor. Hug Chevrolet GMC. The people, the place, the pride.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Fill her up, please.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. Got a lot going on during the week. I really don't want to leave the office, but my stomach's still growling. Thankfully, my buddy Mitchell introduced me to DK Fit Meals. David and his team put together incredible meal preps for me each and every week. Mitchell, I'm sure glad you recommended DK Fit Meals.
And with Arkansas basketball season underway, finding time to cook every night just isn't that easy. So with DK Fit Meals, I've got meals that are ready to go in just a matter of minutes. Find your flavor at dkfitmeals.com. That's dkfitmeals.com. So easy, even Ty can do it. Fuel your life with DK Fit Meals.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally climbed the hill. It's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Culture we have now in college football, paying players, name, image, and likeness, transferring, it's an advantage for the Big Ten. I don't care. You'll never convince me otherwise.
The North?
The North.
The North?
Because people in the South would not go to the North unless you paid them.
Right.
Anyone disagree with Nick Saban's statement from yesterday prior to that game? Like, you think about the levels, and I know Indiana's recruiting class is nowhere near what they went up against time and time again at the tail end of the year. But NIL has definitely leveled things out. I think we've seen that the last few years, and we've seen Big Ten prominence pop up lately, too, with all the money they have.
And Indiana's got the largest alumni base. When you look at, numbers that big, it doesn't take a lot per person. How many people in their fan base are probably willing to give between $100 and $500 right now?
Oh, I would.
If that happened at Arkansas, we'd all be, giving them our credit card number. Swipe it for $100 a month. There's probably a lot of people that may make a one-time donation less than $1,000, but when 25 or 30,000 people do that, that adds up to a lot of money. And then they get in the system and they keep doing it because they want to repeat this. So, there is some advantage because the population base up north is bigger.
Mm-hmm. Just reality. So Nick Saban has been doing this broadcasting thing now for a while, and I thought there would be a point in time where they did more of a docu-series on him of sorts, and apparently they're doing one on ESPN+.
He was seen as brilliant, difficult, ambitious.
Has anybody ever given you anything in your life?
He cares about the person. Nick Saban is the face of college football.
Scariest man in college football.
Greatest coach in any sport.
There'll never be another Nick Saban.
Is this where you want me?
I know you just adjusted your ESPN Plus like you were talking about, Tommy.
Well, you got to have the right level to see the right things. Anything you want to see requires the the premium package. So probably wouldn't have been on the $9 a month plan I was on.
Does this appeal to you?
That's a beef tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. I love studying people that are the greatest at what they do, and he's certainly been the greatest in our lifetimes, and perhaps the greatest ever to coach football at any level and in any. And maybe is he on the John Wooden mantle of greatest coaches ever? I don't know how he's not.
Part of it, no question. Basketball-wise, LSU takes on the Gators tonight in Florida. Oklahoma takes on South Carolina. Georgia, Missouri, Auburn, Ole Miss, and, of course, Vanderbilt is in town tonight. Here's Cal.
So every game's going to be hard. Now, I'd rather be at home.
Mm-hmm.
Rather not be at 8 o'clock, but I'd rather be at home.
You do get the appeal of a lot of people are going to be watching this game tonight. It's on ESPN. This is the top 25 matchup. Vanderbilt's tripped up the last two games. Arkansas just got beat pretty good in Athens. So both teams kind of, I don't know if call it backs against the wall after one loss, but Vanderbilt definitely don't want to hit that. They do not want to hit that 3-game slide.
Yeah, he talks about rather not be 8 o'clock. We complain if it's at 6. That's too early. We complain if it's 8, it's too late. And there's not going to be a 7 because you can't double dip for the network. So it's interesting that nobody seems to be pleased anywhere whether you got a 6 o'clock start or a 8 o'clock start.
I think you complain if you're going to the game at 6, and then you also complain if it's at 8. I love the game being at 6 o'clock. I think that's great. I can be in bed by 8:30. But tonight's again a little bit later on. Should be I said this yesterday. You'll have a larger crowd tonight than you will on Saturday, based on the weather that we assume is going to be there. Tommy's got it at over under at 4 inches. I've got it at 6.5. Colton's got it at, what'd you say, 7? Hopefully we can at least see some snow, but not necessarily have to deal with the effects, especially of ice. That's what we were more speaking to earlier. But either way, the best college basketball game tonight, at least in the SEC, is in Bud Walton Arena.
Yep, and it's on Big ESPN. We'll have it here on ESPN Arkansas, the Hit That Line Now app. So, be with us tonight for the game. So, it should be a lot of fun.
Yep, no question. All right, that's it on the SEC update.
All right, SEC update this morning is brought to you by the Fence Man. 782-3936 is the number. Call Brandon and Sean and the whole crew over there. They will get you going on your next fencing project and get 10% off right now on your fencing project with the Fence Man. Call and get a free no-obligations quote. They'll get started here in just a matter of weeks. The Fence Man, 782-3936, or see a lot of their work online, thefencemanAR.com.
So last night, tickets busted $3,000, $4,000 is like the lower end. And listening to Jim Sims last night discuss,
to sit on the most expensive average college football game ticket ever in the history on record, over $4,300.
So you heard that. We've talked about it leading up to it. Is that just because it was a Miami thing with the Hurricanes featured? Is this what we're in for from now on? I should have looked up where the upcoming college football championships are going to be at. I think one's in Vegas in the coming years. I know that's where Final Four is going to be. Final Four, you have the luxury of, while it is in a football stadium, I feel like those seats are cheaper. Is this just what we're headed towards? $4,000 average ticket prices to get in the championship game?
No, I think what you had last night was you didn't have blue bloods. You didn't have a fan base that had ever, no one in their fan base had ever been to a championship game for Indiana football. And it was a once-in-a-lifetime fear of missing out. It all collided for this game. Miami at home, that didn't hurt. But I think the Indiana fans probably drove the price up on the secondary market as much as any other factor.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't going to miss out.
Last night you had more Indiana fans. I saw some saying 60-40, others saying 70-30. It did have more Indiana fans in attendance. I really enjoyed when they panned over to Fernando's mom and her dad. His aunt, it looked like to be fuse or cousins that were kind of surrounding them as well. Thought they did a good job kind of encapsulating not just that family, but the entire Hoosier Nation last night. Then you also had the 4K. Did you watch any of that 4K stuff?
Nope.
Where they had like two fans in front of the television screen, which was kind of funny. Not that I wouldn't want to be in attendance last night, but at least from a television standpoint, they did a good job. But man, $4,000 for an average fan. You were talking about the alumni and the total amount of fans that Indiana has. Still, that is hopefully at some point they get that down, and hopefully you're right. It was just a perfect storm because I really don't want that to be the trend moving forward.
Well, I mean, it's supply and demand. It's the free market, and you're not. It seems like there's more tickets and seats available a lot of times for the Final Four, because they set them in these domes and they're bigger facilities, and then they have the seats on the floor versus this type of deal. But football's always going to bring the most, particularly when it's in a warm weather place like Miami. Mm-hmm. And is San Francisco a site coming up, or at Levi Stadium? I think that is too.
That's the Super Bowl this year. I don't know if that's if that's eventually going to be the college football play. Colton, we looked that up, just the next few national championships, and I would guess based on the bowls that they're going to be at some of these bowl sites like the Rose Bowl and like Jerry World and stuff like that, just based on where the bowls are set up and the next few years. But that is I just hope that for the casual college football fans.
Las Vegas in 2027, New Orleans in 2028, Tampa in 29, and Miami again in 2030.
Okay. New Orleans, not bad. Not bad. Tell you what else. Did you guys see what else won out last night?
No, tell me.
Adidas. Two Adidas squads that won, that were a part of the championship. How many times does that happen? It's usually a Nike. Matt always jokes about it. It's like, if you're wearing Adidas, you're probably not going to win anything. Well, that was, I saw Front Office Sports put that out. I didn't even notice it, but rare is it that you have Adidas making it to the championship, both sides, and that's exactly what we had last night. I don't remember the last time you have like an.
No, you're right. We haven't seen one of those in a long time. So, when's the last time you bought anything with an Adidas logo?
That's where I was going to go next.
Checks over stripes.
My basketball
Checks
shoes
over stripes.
are Adidas, and they are 4 or 5 years old, Tommy. And that's the last piece of Adidas apparel. And to be fair, I don't buy Nike stuff either anymore. When I was a kid growing up, you bought the Nike Elite socks and you bought Under Armour apparel, but I'm going to be honest, the two most prominent sports brands, at least that I can think of, I don't really buy.
What do you buy? What do you buy?
Great Value or Russell or something.
Great Value? I didn't know Great Value made
Walmart's
gym
brand.
shorts.
Whatever Walmart's brand is, I don't really care about that stuff, to be perfectly honest. I've got so much gym stuff left over from high school and whatever days. I really don't buy any of that new apparel anymore.
If you hang around just enough, you'll get enough free T-shirts. Just hanging around, you won't ever have to buy a T-shirt if you
I've got plenty of free T-shirts. Yeah, you kind of little this, little that, and you're right on that.
Yeah. Hey, one place you can take those gym shorts. It'd be a little cool in gym shorts right now at Gaston's on the White River, but Bruce was talking earlier, and he's dead on. Now is the time to catch that Monster Rainbow and that Big Brown when you go to Gaston's White River Resort. They've got winter rates in effect, but the fishing is phenomenal right now at Gaston's, and you can probably have a pretty good chance of landing that fish of a lifetime. 870-431-5202 is their number. 870-431-5202 at Gaston's, and ask about winter rates that are in effect right now that will save you 40% off on your lodging at Gaston's. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time, every time.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now.
So they ask, why are you still asking for the Happy Meal at McDonald's? Because I ain't going to be poor again. That's why.
This is the Morning Rush.
Basketballs bounce, cheerleaders cheer, and fans are flocking to the paint store in Van Buren. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their color matching. The paint store in Van Buren is known for their help with color selection. The paint store in Van Buren shares their expert advice from 35 years of experience. If you haven't been to the paint store in Van Buren, you are missing out. How about you give them a shout next time you need some real life help you can't get on YouTube?
You know what's underrated? Having choices. Like, imagine not being able to choose your deluxe cravings box at Taco Bell. Imagine you couldn't get a box of classics for $5, more faves for $7, or a lavish feast for $9. Now with cheesy dipping burritos and creamy garlic sauce. Good thing all those choices are, like, actually real. So instead, imagine which you're gonna get. Choose your deluxe cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Contractors,
You've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
The track capital of the world is right here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, as the historic Razorback track and field program chases their 52nd national title this winter. Cheer on the nationally ranked Hogs as they open up the indoor season in January before hosting the 2026 NCAA National Championships in March. Season tickets and NCAA Championship tickets are both on sale now, starting at just $20. Join the chase for the next title today at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with RUSH25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Anybody interested in grabbing a couple burgers?
Those are good burgers, Walter.
Archer Burger, my God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
I got the shakes that'll make you quick. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... I just got burgers.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
ESPN put out an article last night about the undefeated college football teams. Arkansas is on that list, 1964. Our CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers trivia question for your chance to win a $25 gift card to Keith's Place in both Russellville and Fayetteville. How many wins did Arkansas have in 1964? We were talking about Indiana being 16-0. First time we've seen it.
Second time, there's 1894 Yale. You should have
that's right.
That graphic on the broadcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Second time.
It's only been 132 years.
Yeah. Forgot about that. First time in the college football playoff era, I should clarify. Thank you, Colton.
Yes.
Yale, 877-377-6963. How many games in 1964 did the Arkansas Razorbacks win to remain undefeated? I thought I knew the answer, and I was right, but I was just wanting, because, again, a lot of things have changed over the years, and just want to go double-check for a chance to win a $25 gift card. Colton, who we got?
We got Spencer on the line in Cedarville.
All right, Spencer, hit us with it. How many games did Arkansas win in 1964 in football?
11.
That is correct.
Bingo.
Bang, bang. 11 wins for the Razorbacks back in 1964. Hang on, we'll get your information off air. That's CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers, best fries, and best shakes in all of Arkansas. Keith and his team always loving to see you both at the Arkansas Avenue, the original location. When I've been to Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, it's a great pit stop. And then in Fayetteville off Weddington. I used to live right next to it, the Lynx. Also used to live in a house that had bed bugs, unfortunately. Little past CJ's down the road. When it comes to the best burgers, fries, and shakes, no one does it better than Keith Wilson and his team, Keith and Sally in Russellville. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
How are you going to celebrate, Coach?
I'm up there.
Sounded like Sam Pittman last
night.
Sure
does. He's the start of the revolution.
Kurt Signetti after the big time win. Just listening to him and listening to Fernando Mendoza after the game, really cool to see, at least in my opinion. I know some had money on Miami, and you won if you bet on the Hurricanes, at least on the spread. I don't know if you bet on him on just straight up. Feel bad for you this morning, but my roommate actually I think won $500.
Nice,
because he bet on Indiana at the beginning of the season. I think that 560. I think that total is correct. So he won some money last night, and you think about just what Indiana is now moving forward. Tommy was speculating, and it's like, would Cignetti entertain an NFL job? I don't know if that is something that would appeal to him.
He's on the record as saying he's a college guy.
Yeah, that's just that seems like something he would stay put. Well, one guy that tried his hand at the professionals was Cal. He's talked about he's much better in college. Well, he does have two of his guys that are playing, or I say two of his guys that are all-stars. We mentioned this last night on Live with Coach Cal. Tyrese Maxey and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, starting point guards for both the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Philadelphia 76ers, are all-stars.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's probably going to have some other guys, Karl-Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, Jamal Murray. Just used to seeing, like, when you look at all-star rosters, it's usually about 25% John Calipari coach players.
Yeah, Coach Cal, he churns them out. That's what he's done his entire career. And I think this is something that Arkansas fans need to be reminded of, is that sometimes, unfortunately, the focus does slip for these guys. Because ever since they were 17 years old, they've been seeing their names appear in mock drafts. Mm-hmm. And so Coach Cal and Coach, and all those guys up there on that staff, I think occasionally they have to pull these guys' head out of the clouds occasionally and, get them to stop and think about, hey, I'm teaching you this right now, right here, so we can win right now, right here. And it'll make you better in the future when you are up there, getting your third or fourth all-star nod. So sometimes I think that these guys, they do get a little bit ahead of themselves. Like Acuff, he's going to be a first-round draft pick. He's going to really help a team one day in the NBA. But occasionally, it'd be nice if he could, help us here a little bit more too. So I think sometimes Coach Cal and them have to really wrangle those guys in. But they've been super, super good all year long. I expect them to come out tonight at home against Vanderbilt Ty and take care of business and get back on track.
Arkansas is a 1.5-point favorite on the Bet Saracen app in tonight's matchup between the Commodores and the Razorbacks. Again, both teams coming off losses. Vanderbilt's lost 2 straight. They want to get back on track. Both teams are tied for second with a ton of other teams in the SEC. Florida and Texas A&M at the top right now, tied to the Gators and the Aggies, both on Arkansas' schedule, and a chance to get another top 25 matchup tonight. Cal had an interesting thought on tickets, and I want y'all's opinion on it.
And we need you in those seats. You know what we got to figure out? We got to figure out where online that you could send tickets if you're a season ticket holder and not coming, that we could give to the students, that maybe they get a great seat for the first time in their life. They're like, oh my gosh, look at this seat I got. And maybe there's a list of students who deserve those seats if they come back to us. Because literally the students pile in and they take every seat that they can get, and they're there early. So if we have another 1,000 seats for them, let's give them to them.
Always encourage you to call or text us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. If you have tickets that you're not using, we're not going to sell them, I promise. We're going to give them, because as soon as we give away tickets on this program to football, basketball, or baseball, our phone lines light up. So anytime you want to do that, feel free to. I don't think that's a bad idea, Colton, that Cal mentioned last night on his radio show.
Certainly nothing wrong with getting more students in the building. They're more apt to stand the entire time during the game and be out there and cheer and get wild and get loud. And that's not to take away from the many season ticket holders and lots of rabid Razorback fans that do that aren't students. But you have to make sure that at games like Vanderbilt, when you have your second straight top 25 matchup and a big one in Bud Walton where both teams really need a win, that stadium has to be full. That arena can't afford to have one butt cheek not out of the seat. So you got to make sure that there are people that are in there. And this is probably stemming from some of this stuff that Coach or the Hunter Yurachek did with restructuring some of the seating up there and giving more to corporations. So that kind of makes you have a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth. But Bud Walton has to be worth the 8 points that it truly is when it's rocking. And that can only happen if people that have tickets show up and use those tickets.
7:30, Chuck and Z, me and Big C have post-game later on tonight, which you can listen to all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. So just want to remind everyone of that. Hey, one thing before we go. This is on Tommy's personal Twitter page right now, at TommyCraftESPN. Some of you were asking yesterday how you could support Eddie and Clarksville's family. Well, he's got that link on his personal Twitter page, so just go to X and type that in. It's easy to find. It's got Razorback Eddie on there. I donated yesterday. I know last time I checked, it was they had raised over $3,100. So hopefully that number continues to climb. So if you want to support Eddie and Clarksville's family, please do that, and just go to Tommy's page and you can find it there. It's really easy to do with GoFundMe and everything else. All right, coming up, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C, Halftime's got you, followed by Ruskin and Zach. For Colton Little and Tommy Kraft, I'm Ty Richardson, signing off here on a Talk of the Town Tuesday.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom